Okay, how's it going, everybody? Sorry we are a bit late. I had some technical difficulties, as usual. But we are back. The post fight podcast is here. Nick and JHK back with you to discuss everything in the world of One Championship. As usual, every week, usually Wednesday or Thursday, we will nail down a more regular slot. But for now, it is Thursdays because my day off was yesterday. And we have a fun show for you. We have not one but two guests coming on. Agilan Thani, former welterweight MMA title challenger, and the new commentator, Ray Flores, who I thought did an excellent job last month on his debut show. Very nice guy. I met him after the show as well. Anyway, we'll get into it. But help us out this week, guys, because there is a lot less news to talk about. So if you have any questions, we're happy to answer anything. Any topics you want to discuss, please raise them. We're happy to throw them on screen and get some discussion going. But anyway, John, first of all, how are you? You have a new mic, I see.
Of course, man. You got to level up. And I needed a new mic. New place, new mic. And now it's set. I got me one of those lights, mic stand, camera, mic. That's it. You got everything you need.
Mic, camera, lights, action, it's all there. It's all there. I need a bit more of a... I still haven't fixed those headphones. Yes, it's been 2 weeks, actually. It's super lazy of me. But that's why I have my AirPod headphones in. So I can't really hear what I'm saying. So tell me if there are any audio issues, guys. I can't hear my own voice. Just because these are noise-cancelling AirPods as well. So I have this muffled, low hum. If it sucks, I'm sorry. Anyway, my man Tristan, yes. Sorry, John, what were you saying?
Just don't mention the S word.
What's the S word?
Siri.
Oh no, I just said it. Oh God. Please don't activate, you demon. I don't want to hear you in my ear again. But yes, Tristan, you messaged me actually earlier this week about it. Oh God, what is that? Sorry. More technical difficulties. Tristan messaged me saying Sitchai had a fight, and it's just been announced on socials, so we can get into that against Mohammed Siasarani, September 8th, one Friday fights. It's going to be big, guys. We will talk more about all of that. Any other fights? I think, John, you mentioned you'd seen a fight as well. Or what's the big news you've seen?
What do you mean? Lineker Loman?
No, sorry, you were mentioning before we went on air. Murad Ramazanov, you've seen is a free agent. Is that correct?
Yes. Is that real? I saw something about that on Twitter or the new one, the X Nation.
X spots the marks.
That's right.
I love it.
Anyways, I saw on the X that that Murad Ramazanov he could be going to the UFC or PFL. That's what they're saying.
All right.
It's just rumors.
That's a shame.
That's a shame. Is there any sources you can reach out to, Nick, to see if
I'll keep my ear to the ground, see if we can find this out. If anyone in the chat has heard anything, let us know, though. That would be a shame because, I think he was on the verge, if I'm correct, of a title shot. And, yeah, it kind of all blew up with that inadvertent low blow against Soldich in the first round. And who knows, he could have won that fight and then locked up a title shot. But yeah, we know Christian Lee is out, so welterweight division on hold, lightweight on hold. But I would have thought Murad would have been one of the first names if you're doing a interim title fight there. And so I still don't know if they're doing interim fights for Christian's divisions, but I thought that, Murad, Kadestam, that was two of the big names there in the mix. Anyway, what do you think, John?
It's hard to say. Very, very hard to say.
We'll see. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, because Christian Lee, when he comes back, is he gonna come back to the welterweight division or the lightweight division? What's the answer, Nick?
Who knows? Who knows? Damien
That
R
we
says
gotta.
that Chatri made him a hero by saying he's the best wrestler from Russia, so it makes sense when he goes to the UFC. Ouch. Yes, ouch. The dangerous game of promoting fighters who then leave, or if you don't pick them up, they go somewhere else. They take that name with them. Who knows if this is real though? We'll find out. John Alexander saying Christian Lee is so bad, he's legit beat nobody. Well, he beat the
What?
champion in the division, Cameron
What's this
Abasov.
guy talking about? He beat nobody. He's just a hater. He's just a hater right there. Yeah,
Christian Lee hater. Well, Christian Lee's had a lot of haters, but I think he proved himself. It's fair to say.
Oh, for real, like he proved himself time and time over. Hate. Haters gonna hate. You ever heard that song?
Hate.
Yeah.
I have not. I'm just messaging
Who?
Agilan.
President.
So we'll get Agilan in.
Don't lie. Tell them truth. You're messaging with Chatri.
No, I am not. I'll say Agilan in 5 minutes while we just get a few comments out. All right. So Agilan Thani, the alligator, coming on the show. One of the OGs of One Championship. If you know, you know. All right. Here's some comments. I'll just quickly get to.
He's on a little win streak.
He is. He returned last Friday and won a nice. I think it was a rear naked choke second round against 6-0 Dagestani.
2 straight second round submission wins.
Yes, very eerie.
What does that say?
He likes to squeeze.
Before that, though, he was on a 3-fight losing streak.
Well, it's interesting because he was kind of highly rated prospect in one, but he kept losing to guys who would just wrestle him, grapple him. You know, that's what Askren did quite famously. Ben Askren beat him when he fought Ben Askren for the title. Ben just, it's quite hard to watch. Yeah, he just took him down and did his thing. And then Agilan, I think, lost to Yushin Okami in Tokyo. Saw that. All of his losses seem to be from the ground game. So I'm happy to see Agilan's gone away and worked on that, and it's paying dividends. He just beat a undefeated Dagestani 6-0. Kudos to him. Right.
Tip of the hat
Agilan,
to you.
Tip of the hat to you. Yes, sir. Let me get through a few more comments before he jumps in. Ken Hamlin, my guy back. I really dislike UFC's matchmaking. It's starting to be like One, where they are making obvious mismatches to promote favorites like Angela Lee and Zhang. Just bad promoters. But I don't expect honesty from you guys since you shill for One and China.
Why is it with the Y? Does it refer to the WWE?
It's referring to the deceased WWE wrestler, China.
She's deceased?
She is deceased.
Oh, my.
Rest in peace.
Was it because of steroids?
Yes. I don't know. I can't remember what happened. Bernie Barty B. Jansen. Zhong and Zhang are so overrated, they just beat up soup cans.
This is haters right now. Just haters.
Haters, yeah.
Haters gonna hate.
Yeah, I thought we'd have some Zhang Weili hate after her win.
Oh, my God. Of course there's gonna be hate. There are people that just hate her for no reason. She doesn't do anything. She's just a fighter. You know, she doesn't really talk, right? Too much at all. So
yeah, I thought her performance was very impressive. She blew away Lemos' biggest strike differential in women's UFC. I thought to argue she still sucks.
That was embarrassing.
It's not a question anymore that she is quite good at this MMA thing. But I'm sure the guys in the chat will still hate on her.
The only person that's above her is Rose.
There we go. Throw in some some spice in here. Anyway, Ken Hamlin, Zhong Jingnan fight against special rules against Supergirl is really stupid. Just goes to show how much these promoters want that China market.
China.
Yeah, I don't like this fight, Kent. I agree with you for once. I don't think it really makes sense. Zhong
It
Jingnan,
heavily favors Zhang Jingyang.
I mean, Supergirl. Sorry, Wonder Girl. It's Wonder Girl, isn't it? Not Supergirl.
Yeah, it's Wonder Girl.
Yeah, Wonder Girl's coming off a loss. She's only. Yeah, I don't think it makes sense.
And Zhang is a boxer.
Yeah,
and, heavy boxer, right? With KO power, possibly.
Yes, and
it's not going to end well in big.
Yeah, I just don't know why it's happening, but we'll see. I'm not going to hate on it. I think there's some other good stuff on it.
It's in the cage, too. It's in the cage.
Is it a cage?
Are they going back to the cage?
Singapore will be a cage, yes.
Oh, man. Actually, I like the ring, to be honest.
It depends. I think for MMA, it kind of sucks because
viewing-wise, it's okay.
Viewing-wise, it's okay, but it kind of
for the fighters is not good.
For the fighters, it's not good. No.
We saw in that Anatoly fight, if there was a fence, it would have been a different type of fight.
It would have, yes. There's a few reasons it doesn't really help. But anyway, it is what it is. Percy, what's up? Saying, why is Rodtang versus Superlock not on Prime? I believe, Percy, it's is in the interest of popping a monstrous, whatever word you want to say, rating on Thai television to make it the most watched Muay Thai show in history. And that will be the press release, I think you have to do it in Asia prime time, a fight like this. I'm surprised they're doing it at Lumpini. I thought it would be like you could take that to a bigger arena, much bigger arena, at least the Impact Stadium or whatever it's called, Impact Arena, in Bangkok. Yeah.
That's in a couple weeks, right?
It is, yeah. So it's not on Prime, I think. Anyway, we'll get into that later. We have a first guest here.
Here we go.
Hello, Agilan. How are you?
Hello. Good.
Can I ask you to tilt your phone sideways? Is that okay?
Yes, I can do that. No worries.
All right. Does that work?
Am I upside down? Yes, I am.
Now you're upside down. Okay, we can just go back to the old way. That is fine.
Sorry.
It's all good. It's all good. Well, how are you, first of all, sir? Congratulations on winning return to action last Friday at Lumpini. We were just talking about it. Not one, but two rear naked chokes in the second round, back to back. This your new thing?
I'm not sure. I'm just going with the flow, I guess.
Going with the flow. We were saying as well, because it seemed to be one of the areas of weakness in your game before you've gone on this 2-fight win streak now. Would you agree with that? Would you say you've been working on that? You've gone away and fixed some of the holes?
Yeah, I could say that. Or maybe I feel like I surrounded myself with a better team and I'm more persistent with what I want in training. So maybe that's why I get better outcomes.
Which team are you? What's going on? How have you changed things up?
I used to, I left Monarchy. Then I used to train specifically only by myself. Then now I train with a bunch of guys that are part of like a small team in KL. And I also go and branch out and train in other gyms.
I mean, we've seen Jihin leave Malaysia altogether. She's gone over to Fairtex, I think to help out Stamp. Is that something you'd consider maybe training in Thailand?
Yeah, something like that too. I did that for my first camp. This time around, I didn't do that because I had enough training partners in Malaysia. So if I don't have, I probably need to leave as well.
Well, it's paying dividends. 2-fight win streak, as I said. And you just beat an undefeated Dagestani guy. I think he was 6-0. You know, how does that make you feel? Handing that guy his first defeat.
I'm not sure because the guy previously was undefeated too. He was 7-0, so it's about the same.
You're just. Do you feel they've been handing you prospects and they're seeing you become? They've thought you might be a gatekeeper, but you're beating all of their prospects now. Do you feel
Uh,
you've reminded them? Hey, I'm not. That's not the role I want. I want to be challenging, getting into the top 5 of this division.
well, I definitely want to be what you just said. I want to go back to fighting for the title and fighting the top guys. But I don't know if I was the gatekeeper. If I was, well, I think I'm doing a good job beating up these guys.
You are. You're keeping the gate very well, so to speak. Magomed Murad Kasayev, yes, was 6-0, and Ilya Stoyanov was 7-0. You've beaten them both with the rear naked choke. What did it feel like to get back to winning ways? You know, because you had that 3-fight losing streak. Did you go? Where did your mind go to after those defeats? What were you thinking?
I don't know. I at first I couldn't believe I won my fight against Ilya because it was just after 3 or 4 years of me winning my fight again. And then after I beat this guy, I kind of feel more confident with what I'm doing and how I'm preparing for my fights. But definitely the 3-0 like kind of like put me on a reset. There were times I was thinking it's like, oh, is this even what I'm supposed to be doing, or maybe it's not for a Malaysian boy like me anymore. Maybe I should call it quits. But no, I just turned the tables around and used whatever I had around me and made the best out of it.
Well, we're glad you stuck around, Agilan. I remember your last win before that against Dante Shiro. I think I was there, yes, in December 2019. It is crazy to
Yeah,
think it would be another nearly 3 years, yes, before you
yeah.
picked up a win. What do you think, though? Do you feel like is Malaysia still struggling to make an impact in one championship? Do you feel a heavy burden? You know, you're still one of the flag bearers, the torch bearers, whatever you want to call it, UNG here, of a kind of still, holding that burden, right?
I don't think it's a burden, right? Because at the end of the day, I started competing in one at 19 years old because I wanted to follow my dream and become a world champion, and that's what I'm still doing. I'm still trying to become a world champion. But definitely, the scene in Malaysia is not as helpful as it could be in all the other places around the world. Like if you look at Phuket, there's like a bunch of fighters, and then you look at like Philippines, like MMA is like much more grown compared to Malaysia. Whereas in Malaysia, people who are fighting at the highest level is only me, Keanu, and Jihin, and yet we tend to do a much more better job compared to a lot of people.
That's right. You know, you guys are still winning fights, but there's not that next generation, is there, that's coming through? I guess like with some of the countries you just mentioned, is that a worry for you?
It's kind of a worry. It's not like there is no next generation. We do have a couple of guys that we train with who are pretty good. I just don't see why there is no opportunity for them. I don't see why they don't scout guys to fight MMA, but they do scout guys to fight Muay Thai. So it's a question to be asked for the promotions.
Yeah. Do you feel they've maybe left Malaysia behind slightly, or it's not in their thinking, their current plans? You know, they used to go there quite often, right? Did a lot of
Yeah,
shows at Axiata Arena, and I mean, they did come back last October, I think it was, where you competed, but
yeah.
I think it was in the schedule for earlier this year as well to return to Malaysia, but it changed, and it seems like
Yeah,
they're
I'm
not
not
going back
sure.
anytime soon, right?
Yeah.
I mean, is that frustrating to you? You know, given your value is largely based in Malaysia with one, is it frustrating? Yes, that it's perhaps not one of their key markets they're focusing on right now.
Well, definitely it's frustrating, but at the end of the day, they're running a business, and we gotta understand they gotta make money too, right? And they gotta do what's right for them. So I'm not upset with them. I just do whatever is told, and when the time comes, we just do whatever we can.
All right, I'm gonna in a minute just throw it over to my co-host John here. I just want to ask you quickly one more. What? Yeah, when would you like to come back? And are you hoping it's maybe going to be on a fight night card, a Prime Video? You've done 2 back-to-back Friday fights, Lumpini, whatever you want to call it. Do you think you've earned a return to the big show, if you know what I mean?
Yes, I think I heard a return to the big show. Yes, I definitely want to fight again. I've been texting them non-stop since I won my fight. I texted them right away on the same night and told them like, "Hey, come on, give me a fight." And if I would like to fight, I would like to fight in the card with on October. You know, the one that where Fabricio Andrade is going to fight Jonathan Haggerty. I would like to be on that card against whoever they would like to put me on against, and I'm ready actually.
All right. Well, JHK, if you have anything for the alligator, please, now is the time.
What did you think of the Kadistan Soldic fight?
Oh, I think it was a good fight, right? Personally, I wanted Kazakhstan to win, and and he won. So I was very happy. I also bet with a lot of people in Malaysia, and then I won as well. So I'm very happy, happy for him. You know,
It was a crazy sequence, right? The finish.
yeah. He was like in a 3-fight losing streak, and then he came back, and then right now he's on a 3-fight winning streak, and all of them are finishes. 2 first round finishes and 1 second round second round or first round as well. I'm not sure. He's on a pretty good run. You never know. Maybe me and him could meet up again. There's a talk about some interim title going on. I need to really be fast to get my spot in. If not, I think I might be left behind.
Yeah. What do you think about an interim title? Do you think that should happen this year?
I think it should happen this year or start of next year. You know, depends on what one has in plans. Because there was not many guys fought in the main show from the welterweight division. I think there's only Valmir and Easy fought, and then Kadestem and Soldic, and then I fought this new guy who's 6-0. So like only 6 of us fought. I don't know if there could be any possibilities for that.
In your eyes, like what would you like? Like
What
what fight
what would
would you
I
like
like?
for the interim title?
Oh, myself and whoever there is.
Who do you prefer?
I think hardest time. I think me and him could run it back again. You know, the last time it was a good fight. Both of us like
Storyline.
swing for the fans. Yeah. So and I think it will sell well as well, right? Because
Mm.
it's like part two, and we fought before, and I came close to fighting. We were like the only 2 guys in the division who fought Ben Askren. Everyone else who fought Ben Askren is no more there. So like we're the main 2 guys from back then till now who's still in one.
Yeah, that's right. That's a trip. Not many still standing from those
Yeah, not
days.
many. Yeah, yes. And we're still catching up, and we're still doing our job, and we're still winning fights.
One of the OGs for sure. And I always respect the OGs, guys like you, and Shannon Werchai is still knocking around. Kadistam I love as well. Like to still have that longevity. Martin Nguyen is there, Ongla.
True.
You guys are the pillars upon which the company was built, I think, and even more impressive to see you reinvent yourselves and come back stronger. Especially in your case, I think you are so young, like you mentioned when you were thrown into that limelight. I think like you mentioned, you were
Yeah.
19, 20. Do you feel like you're not even Agilan Thani 2.0, like 3.0 now already?
I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure I haven't gone 100% yet in this career. I'm pretty sure about that because I think I haven't hit my prime yet. I think there's a lot more for me to discover, and I cannot wait to see what's going to happen.
You mentioned there to John that you would like Kadistan perhaps, but what about the guy who just beat Soldic? Yeah, was that a fight that interests you? I mean, I think Soldier should be looking for a name. You know, it's perfect for you. You beat him, you're right back in the mix. He beats you. He's beaten a former title challenger, and I think that's a fun fight, right?
Actually, I was telling this to my wife the moment I won my fight, and I was like, I think One FC will try to feed me to
Yeah,
Soldich because if they want
I didn't want
Soldich
to
to
say feed.
definitely be the
Yeah,
main guy, but yeah, I think why not, right? At this moment, I don't call the shots. You know, I'm a nobody. And if Soldish wants it, he can come and get it too. You know, right? It's not like I've never been knocked out or never been choked out. If there's something to be lost, it's on all on his side. You know, I'm just a guy from Malaysia at the end of the day.
very modest. Yeah, I think that could be a fight. Like you said, I didn't want to say feed the word feed, but do you feel? Yeah, they still would maybe see you as that kind of role or what? I mean, I feel like you've earned the respect again. They put you on Lumpini twice, and you beat two guys they probably wanted to push, two prospects. I think it's time they take you a bit more seriously now again.
I hope so. I hope this could help too. But yeah, let's see. I'm just waiting for a call. I'm not sure what's going to happen.
Okay. Well, when do you think we might be back then at the Axiata Arena? I would love to go back. I haven't been.
I hope they come back by the end of the year.
I would like that. Because I missed
Yeah.
out actually in October when you fought because I had a
Yeah.
passport issue. I had to renew my
Oh shit.
passport.
Oh
So
no.
Malaysia is actually quite strict with passports for British people. So I missed that one. Yeah, I missed Fabricio and kneeing John Lineker so hard in the nuts that the fight was called
Yeah,
off.
the cup broke.
Yeah, well, you were after that fight, right? You were a post limb
Yeah,
for the
so
crowd.
it was not part of the card. It was just for the crowd. Yeah, so it's something like Lumpini kind of thing, but we just show up and we fight for the crowd and then we leave. That's it.
So we still really haven't seen you on, a main One Championship broadcast since 2022 April, right?
Yeah, the last one was when I fought Jin Tae-ho, and that's about it.
Yeah, I think it's time we got Agilan back. Let's do it.
I
Come on,
hope
we're gonna
so.
will it into
Let's
existence.
do it. Bring Agilan Thani back.
Yeah, like I said, all the original fans love you, so I think it'd be nice to get you back in the mix. And you're still so young. You're improving all the time. I wanted to ask you quickly as well about what's going on with Iman. I know he spoke to my colleague Tom, maybe a couple of years ago, and he said he was looking for a return, but it hasn't materialized.
I have no idea. I think he just fought outside of one. I think he's no longer with one.
Right. Well,
He's
I
just
am
fought
looking it
outside
up
of
now.
one. Yeah.
Mohammed
Just
Iman, the
fought a
Jungle
guy.
Cat.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. He fought, literally last month or yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
That's a shame. I always liked him.
Yeah.
He had tremendous hair, you know.
Yeah. He kind of gave the Ben Henderson vibe.
Yeah, the Jungle Cat. I think he's a part-time model as well. So,
Yeah,
but
he
it's
is
interesting.
in Bali.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's a shame. It's a shame. I hoped he would return to one, but fair play to him if he wanted to go out and still compete. So he won as well. He got, or did he? Oh my
Yeah,
God,
he won his last fight. Yeah,
yes.
he won his
Okay.
last fight. Yeah.
Well, fair play. All right, Agilan. John, do you have anything else, or I will just throw my final question to Agilan?
Final question time.
Yes, I just wanted to ask, when are you coming back? Come on, give us. Is it next month? Can you give us any inside info, or are you going to hold out on us?
I have no idea. I've been talking to them. Just like you guys, they keep
Yeah.
me on the bench. They don't give me an answer yet, so I gotta wait and see what they tell me.
Oh,
I
you
have no
text
idea, but I
me.
want to
Yeah?
be back as soon as possible. Yeah, I'll text you guys for sure.
You drop me that DM when you know, and
For
we
sure.
will hype it up. All right. Thank you, Aguilar, for jumping on the show. appreciate it, and hopefully we do see you again very soon, back inside the ring or even the cage, the circle. Yes.
Yeah, missed that.
It's been a while. All right, man.
It's been a while.
Thank you
Thank
again.
you, guys.
See you later.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Bye.
Take care, man.
All right, that was Agilan Thani, former one welterweight title challenger, one of the OGs of One Championship.
Yes.
Just won last week
Yes.
at One Olympia. Very nice guy, John. I don't know if you ever interacted with Agilan before.
I've interviewed him before, so yes, he's very polite.
Yeah, I remember.
He's
I
a
haven't spoken to him
gentleman.
since. He is. Yeah, I don't think I've spoken to him since 2019 December when he beat Dante Shiro. Yes, in Kuala Lumpur. Or maybe I spoke to him on one of those awful pandemic era one virtual media scrum things,
Probably.
which I hated. But I love the guy. Good to see him. Still reminding everyone he's still here. Like Guan Yu says, hit that like button. Yes, please. And subscribe. All
Guan
of
Yu?
that jazz. Guan Yu. And Kent Hamlin says, I hope Agilan loses badly in his next fight.
Oh, yeah.
Right. Agilan is such a fake person. We all know he's been fed prospects that aren't good. Right.
Kent
He's
is
still- Ken is
he's-
something else.
he's always on fire, right?
Always on
Every
fire.
show. Every show. He's
Right.
on fire.
Right.
Um,
I missed a lot of comments in the chat. So if you want to have any questions and rerun them now is the time. We have another interview coming up a bit later in about half hour or so with Ray Flores, the new member of the One commentary team. Very nice guy. Met him in Bangkok after his debut show earlier. Was it earlier this month or last month? I think it was quite early this month. I can't remember. I think August 5th or something. Yeah, that's right. Okay. Tristan says the Malay crowd was lit. They started chanting City Chai when he fought Butasa, gave us chills. Yes, I love the Malaysia crowd. John, have you been to one of their shows in Kuala Lumpur?
N-O.
And it's a shame. If they go back, hopefully you'll be there with me. It's incredible. They kind of really get behind. They pick people, then just get behind them no matter what. The crowd can be super fun there. Ongla, he didn't fight, but he brought Teal Tang there, and oh my god, he was mobbed. Ongla the whole week. He was the biggest star on the show. He wasn't even fighting. Huge Burmese crowd in the crowd. You know what I mean? They're part of the population. Burmese are everywhere. Anyway, Tristan, stop spreading one propaganda. We know that one makes up numbers. I don't know what this is in reference to. Right, okay. Yes, if you have questions, we want to hear them. RJ Bertel says, I wish there's an option not to listen to commentary, just listen to fight sounds from the arena. Well, I got to say, it probably is. You just turn it, I don't know.
Yes.
Go to the show, maybe.
Yeah.
Fly to Bangkok. What do
That's
you? I
definitely
don't
one.
really hear the commentary, obviously, so I don't know.
Yeah.
I know the commentators themselves, and they're great people. And I thought Ray, I kind of heard snippets of Ray because I was in the back last time, and I thought Ray did a good job. Okay. Can we get a face-off between Amir Khan and Falayang, please? Asked Aiden Ong. I'm sure we can facilitate that. We'll see what we can do. Let's get Amir Khan to the show. Singapore representing. All right, yes. Amir Khan, another of the OGs, John, from One Championship.
He wants to come on the show?
Well, he's got a fan here in Aiden who wants to see him on the show. So
There you go, Aiden. Make it happen.
we'll make it happen. Your wish is our command. If you have anyone else you'd like to see, just drop a comment.
Yes.
Try and make it happen.
Yeah. Joe Biden, Barack Obama, anybody.
So Tristan is talking. Some Thai restaurant owner took us out to his place after they are great people. Is that in Malaysia, Tristan? Yeah, I think they are. Every time I've been, I had a great time. Andrew Hunt, ask Ray if Rich is as much of a charisma vacuum in real life as he is in the booth. I like Rich, personally, I like him. Anyway, but RJ doesn't. He says the commentary brings down the quality of the fight. The fights are great, but the commentary is distracting. What do you think, John, of the commentary?
I think it's okay. I think it's good.
I think a lot of guys and girls miss a certain Chevello.
Chevello and Chilson, dude, they were made for each other. You broke that up. It's like a terrible divorce. They were like, two peas in a pod.
Yeah, it's a shame about what happened with Chevello for sure. Yes, it is.
And that story will come.
It was good to see him. That story will come one day. Yeah.
Tell all.
Tell all.
Expose.
Yes. But he is back, I think, with K1, right? A show.
Yeah.
Coming up. So he landed on his feet. Yes,
Kickboxing.
That's his bread and butter.
That's where he started.
Yes. I'm happy for him, yeah. And do I think he would still be an asset to one? You're goddamn right. It's a shame what happened to him.
Wow.
I mean, the guy they brought in, PG show. The guy they brought to replace Chevello, John, they now got rid of after less than a year. It's mind-boggling, and you sacrifice that relationship with a great commentator the fans loved, and who his voice is all over the historic calls of one championship. It's a shame. It's a waste.
He's all over the hype reels.
Yeah,
all over the hype reels. Just his voice is all over it. That's his voice mainly. Like 90% is him. The big gabash, like. Good night, Irene.
Well, not everyone likes him here. WMA scene now. Chuck saying, am I in a minority that doesn't miss Chevello? Yeah, of course. A few people thought he was quite over the top. But I think he was one of those guys that once they left, you sort of appreciated them more and you understood their value a bit more. Sometimes you don't like them. Smack bang. Yes, as Tristan said. But I think Chevello for me was synonymous with one commentary. And
what I'm trying to say is they weren't my favorite commentators, but Mitch Chilson and Michael Chevello, their styles were made for each other. They bounced off each other so well. It wasn't the best combo, duo, or whatnot, but still they were really good together. You know what I mean?
Yes,
and that's what I'm saying.
Yes, I think Mitch has definitely. I know Mitch misses him. They were a very good duo.
Oh, inside information.
No,
he definitely knows inside information from the source.
Well, I think Mitch would like to
keep it private.
Yeah, so I won't say, but he likes Michael, and he's sad he's not there. I think that's fair to say. And the show goes on anyway, and our show goes on. Ernesto saying, extremely important question for Chatri. Where's the beautiful ring girls? Yeah, they're not coming back.
They're coming back.
Andrew Hunt, I love Chevello. If anything, I don't think he said his catchphrase is enough. That might be ironic. More hatred from Kent. Anonymous. Angela Lee should do commentary if she retires from MMA. She could, but I don't see her flying out to Singapore or Thailand once a month. She's got a baby.
Yeah.
She's got her own business to run. The BJJ Hawaii United. I've said those words.
I wouldn't be surprised if she gets pregnant again. You know what I mean?
If she retires, I think she may have another child, and I think I wouldn't. And you saw it with Misha Tate would kind of going back and forth sometimes, but I think she lived in Singapore at first, didn't she? But then she went back to America, and then once you move that thing and you keep doing I think Rich flies in from America, but he has a lot of work he does for one in America with commissions. Ray Flores now going to fly in from America. Maybe we can ask him about it. What's it like? Whether it would be easier to live in Asia. I know Mitch is now kind of just living in Thailand. No, he hasn't bought a place, but I think it's easier for him to just sort of stick around there because he has to be there every Friday. I like the combo of Mitch and Gianni on Friday fights, says WMMA Scene Now. Percy did one and Michael part in good terms. It's one of those. Yeah, you can't get too much into it, but there are urban myths abound. I don't know all the details. Yeah. I can't imagine he was happy, John, though, at being not given any work. I think that was what we all saw. He would tweet about it during live shows. And yeah, there we go. Anyway, last week, you guys admitted that you were commies, says Gene. Sad, really. I can't really believe anything you say. Right.
That's so funny that someone would sit down and type that out. That's so funny.
Good to see you too, Gene. Welcome back. Chevello has good Muay Thai and kickboxing knowledge. Breakdown guys really well. Yeah, I thought he did. And that is missing from the product for sure. That is, you can't deny that. You cannot deny that. Okay. Andrew Hunt, she's going to retire and do some kind of media thing for one, some kind of voiceover, whatever. That's talking about Angela Lee, I think. I guarantee you, RJ says that Tate was not getting paid what she says she was getting paid, like how everyone at one likes to lie, right? And John, I think Misha Tate was getting paid a lot because she moved to Singapore.
She was.
I know firsthand she got paid a lot, actually.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Sorry, RJ. Your sources are fake news. Bernie says, you guys should ask Ray how much Chatri's telling him what to say. Okay, maybe we will.
You guys should ask Ray.
It's the Vince McMahon style in the earpiece.
We got our regulars, right? We got what was that? What was that guy's name?
Gene?
RJ Bertle. He's one of our regulars. Ken Tamlin and Gene Tidwell. It's one of our regulars, right?
But WMMA Scene Now, Chuck has a theory that they're all the same person, or just four of them are being run by one account. Maybe.
Okay. Let's take a break and talk about how absurd that is. If somebody is sitting at home with 4 different accounts, running them and writing like dialogue for these accounts on a chat during a live show. What?
I mean, whatever floats your boat,
Is that exciting? Does that sound any level of exciting? I guess it is. So
it's
Gene Tidwell.
I think it's a great Thursday morning, wherever you are.
Yes, Gene Tidwell, keep writing it up, buddy.
I'm just happy for the viewership numbers. Instead of 1 view, we get 4.
Yeah, I'm happy. I'm happy for everybody spreading the love.
Get 4 advert revenue things, whatever you want to say.
Yes. Hey, you guys want to throw in a super chat? Throw us a sticker. We all good.
Get all 4 of you. Throw us a super chat. The 4 in 1 should all super chat. Yeah. 25,000 baht each. Right. Herb Dean. Is Herb Dean now a contracted referee for one? Asked Percy. I don't know. As far as I know, he just comes every month. and he loves it so much actually that he wants to do more. I believe he would like to. Yeah, he really likes the atmosphere there and the camaraderie of the official team, the officials.
He likes the
He's-
raha.
says it's a lot. Yeah, just feels a bit more involved than he does at other promotions. So he has a great time in one, and I think it's a mutually beneficial relationship. John, would you say Herb and Juan? You know, a lot of people point out his mistakes and such, but he has name value. The fans pop huge for him. He's often one of the biggest stars at the events. You know what I mean?
Do they
And he's
do
a nice
like
guy.
do they do like a fist thing where they go 1, 2, 3 team? Do they do that? The referees?
They may do.
I
I've
see.
not been privy to it.
If they don't do that, then that's not camaraderie.
That it's not.
I'm just
no.
gonna say. But yeah, it's a great move. I think if they would contract him, that would be great for One and for Herb Dean. You know.
Yeah, he, as Andrew says, he gets bigger crowd pops than the fighters. I think
Pops.
yes. The biggest pops in Singapore last time, March. Number 1 was Sexyama, by far. Number 2 was Herb Dean, by far.
Because
and
they thought Sexy Alma was Herb Dean.
I don't think they did. And then I don't even know who was third down the list. Maybe Super Leg or yeah.
They do
yeah.
Super Leg? No way.
I mean, everyone was still a bit miffed that time because Rodtang was on the card, right? And then didn't end up being on the card. So I think a few people were upset, shall we say. But yes. They're just saying Herb Dean's star power is there.
It's there, without a doubt.
I think Gene is... Oh, no, here we go. Gene Tidwell said he hopes Stamp knocks out Ham because Ham has weird fans. What bizarre world is that? Right, Gene is not happy with that. Yes, Gene says Stamp is going to body kick Ham into the stratosphere. I'll be back to laugh at you. Keep it civil, guys. Come on in the chat.
It's so funny.
Yes, indeed. Gene stirring up some stuff. John, it's not crazy. Even Drake thought the guys who followed him around are doing it. This is the 4-in-1 thing. Yes.
Even Drake thought the guy who followed him around.
Power Pickle says
even
it's possible.
Drake's even becoming crazy as well.
Yeah. That's possible. You can control accounts on different monitors, Power Pickle says. So maybe this super fan of ours has 4 different monitors.
Yeah.
You know, in their dungeon.
And they're like this.
Yeah.
They're like keyboard.
Yeah.
Oh,
Classic.
That's hilarious. He's doing it sideways.
Right. Some more comments here. Tristan, who will lose the hair first, Nick or me? I'm not losing my hair, Tristan. It's here to stay. I think yours is too. How old are you, by the way? I think you're younger than me. I'm receding slightly here, but you know, we're all good.
You got the Eagles peak.
The Eagles peak, yeah. Slightly more serious from Grant. I think they overdo the 7-figure contract on the Friday fights. It gets a bit repetitive, like the Madison Square Garden of Asia.
7-figure?
So what's that? You mean like the contracts they win for the main roster? Grant said as well he's just booked his flights, I think, for the next show, or is it the Rodtang one you're going to, or Singapore? Let us know, Grant. My guy, Grant Sanders. So Herb gets paid more than the fighters, says Bernie. I'm sure he gets paid more than a lot of the fighters, yeah.
Oh, without a doubt.
Singapore, you mean?
Is it Grant Sanders or Saunders?
Grant Sanders.
All right.
I believe Grant, his accent is South African. Am I correct, Grant? Did I get that right? Apologies if I did not. So if he was South African, I believe he would say Grant. Maybe I'm wrong. Fill us in, Grant. Let us know. Are we
Yes.
pronouncing your name wrong? Grant.
And tell people watching live who should fight for the interim title, the welterweight title. Who do you think? Who do you think should fight for the lightweight interim title? Because they should have those
Yes.
fights by the end of the year. They
should
need
do.
to have those fights by the end of the year.
This is something Tristan reminded me in the chat there. Nong O became a monk like Rodtang did. He did the
Like,
whole ordainment
recently?
thing. I saw a picture on Facebook earlier today. So maybe I'll try and find that. Yes, he did he's wearing the orange robes, he's shaved his hair. Good thing is it looks like he's no longer in hospital, which he was. He had the bad bout of dengue fever.
Maybe that's why he went to the
Could
temple.
be.
You know, he's just like, oh no, I gotta cleanse myself.
Gotta cleanse myself.
For real.
Here we go. I found a picture.
All right.
I will share it on screen for all of you people.
Share it. Mr. Grant Saunders is South African.
Yes, I thought so. We'll get back to
Oh,
the
no.
Grant in a minute. This is Nong O
Is
as
that
a monk.
him?
That is
In
Nong
the
O
red?
and Pech to Nong.
Oh, so Nahum's the one that's standing.
Yes.
And Petchdong is there?
I think that's Pech to Nong.
Oh.
There we are. Nong O doing the monk thing. I believe it's just for a couple of weeks. You know, they do that. Rodtang did it earlier this year before he got married. But I think Nong O already is married. I know he definitely has 2 kids, so I don't know what he's doing it for. Maybe it is, as John said, to kind of thank whoever after surviving.
Maybe free some, unkind spirits.
Yes, that could be it. Back to the chat anyway. And we've solved the mystery of Grant. South African. Yes. All the clowns in the chat definitely make for a good laugh, says Ernesto. I laugh. I have fun. Every week, John, I have so much fun.
Of course. You have to have fun because if you take it too seriously, you're just an idiot.
That's it. Here's another comment from Percy, which I also noticed. From the clip, John, of your interview with Alicia, Alicia looked jacked. She looked jacked as hell. She looks bigger than Smilla Sandel. I wouldn't say that, height-wise. She can't grow, but she looked huge. She looked big guns. What was it like standing next to her? Well, you had Leo between us.
I'm kind of big. I'm kind of big myself, so it's like,
I see.
She's an atom weight,
Humble brag.
But yeah, she looked fit. When I see her and think of like other atom weights, yeah, she looked jacked.
I just remember, in Manila, she was going to fight Janet, and then Janet got COVID, so they didn't do the fight, but she still had to make weight to get paid her whatever. And then she didn't make weight in the end. But I just remember seeing her. She was skin and bones. You know what I mean? And you compare that to this, insane. So maybe Strawweight's going to agree with her nicely. And I'm looking forward to that fight. What did she tell you? She told you that they feel she's going to have the speed advantage, right? Against Samila.
Yeah. Speed advantage is going to be key. And she's been working on her boxing more, working on her hands more the last 5 months since the title fight. And that's going to be important for her because Samila, she has good hands and she could use the reach. You know what I mean? So she's got to get in tight, get in the clinch, throw some elbows, some knees.
Yeah, I can't wait for this one.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a good fight. Damien R saying the best referee is Olivier Coste. You mean
one
in
of
all
one
of
of
combat
Nick's
or just
best
one?
friends.
My guy Olivier. No, I think he is underrated. Yes, I think he's the best ref in one by far. Very good. A lot of people hate him though. They have like an irrational hatred for Olivier, but I think he makes very good calls. Anyway, let's move on. Oh, okay, I've done that one already. Okay, it's all just Kent typing up hatred. Okay.
Yeah. Kent
Uh,
is so funny. And now Terminal Hymnal he's here or she's here.
oh God.
Stars of Red. No remorse.
Yeah, Tristan. I believe this is about Nongo. He said he probably swore if he recovers, he'll become a monk. Yeah, good omen. I like that. Vegan Crane. Nico, can you play with your favorite frog? Is that you? Sure. You are. Give us a shout out. We'll give you a shout out. Vegan Crane is always here, always commenting. I appreciate you, Vegan Crane.
Yes, sir.
Even on the, this is how much of a fan Vegan Crane is. I'll give them their flowers. Even the live weigh-in streams we do, which like no one watches most of the time because they're so bad because of internet and stuff. Vegan Crane watches all of them and comments throughout the 3 hours. I love it. It's a 5-star fan there, people.
Do you know who Vegan Crane is?
I do not.
I do.
You know who Vegan Crane is?
Yes.
I see. Keep it secret?
I will tell you off the air.
Okay.
Shout out
Here
to
we go.
Vegan Crane.
John knows. John knows. All right.
I know you.
That sounds like a shady individual or what? Or are you hyping this up, John?
I don't know.
Is it your burner account? Or is it another one of Kent's? Kent's got a friendly burner.
Called Vegan Crane?
Yeah.
I don't know. Vegan Crane sounds like a really specific like name. You know, it was made up for a reason.
We'll see. We'll see. All right. A guy who usually refs the BJJ matches has had a lot of F-ups and weird calls lately. Yes. Agreed.
Who?
The ref who got... No, I forgot the name, but they messed up the Mikey Jared fight and the...
Oh, they stood them up or something, right?
Yeah. Wasn't good. More from Vegan Crane. Ask Hyunji. Here we go. Some more cryptic messages.
Yanji. You mean Jian?
Jiyeon Kim.
Maybe.
I see. Maybe.
I don't know any Yunjis. But Yunji sounds like a Korean name.
It does. Right. Let's get back on it. We're going to have Ray Flores coming in soon, guys. So anything...
Let's go, Ray.
Anything you want to ask, prepare your questions.
Sugar Ray Flores.
Sugar Ray Flores. I remember Coast for running into DJ and Runting when they were fighting, says Anonymous has feeling Supergirl is getting shot at a kickboxing belt. Should have been Mexican. But it's... What, do you mean Janet's? Or what? Yeah. Maybe. It should have been Mexican. Yes.
No, man. I asked Alicia and Leo, Coach Leo, about Mexican,
mm,
and they said, I think, you know, they didn't shut the door on a fight with her, even though they don't train together, but they train at the same gym. When she's in Phuket, she's at Fight Club.
mm.
So, but he didn't
Yes.
close the door. He didn't close the door.
Well, yeah, I've asked them about before, and I think in March I asked them, and they were quite reluctant to comment. I think it was quite a sore point at the time. I would be extremely surprised if Anissa Mexon returned to one championship. I really would. But I would love to see it. I really would. Anissa versus Janet Todd, book it now. Still makes sense. Okay. All right, here we go.
Who?
Just a lot of trolls in the chat. Sorry, guys. It's been one of those weeks, hasn't it?
I think that's just the internet nowadays.
It is.
50%.
There is a question though. Do you think Ham will retire if she loses next month? So Ham is going to fight Stamp for the currently what will be the interim title, but may become the actual title if Angela Lee retires. Angela is going to make an announcement, John, isn't she? Yes, what do you think? Is this it for Ham Sohi?
Possibly it could be. I think she probably wants to have kids. You know what I mean? And she's had a fulfilling career. She could step away. I could see that happening.
Okay. Interesting. I don't know. Yeah, I feel it depends on certain things. Would she want to hang around? Yes, to build herself back up again for the title shot. I do feel, yeah, this is her final run, so to speak. I think she's going to win the belt though. So I think we still are going to see Ham for a few more years. Don't worry.
But we've been seeing a lot of these fights recently where the new generation kind of shows the old generation like, hey, it's time. It's time to
That's true. That is true.
push aside and let us in and let us take
But
over.
I still feel we haven't seen the best Ham Sohi yet in one. What better stage to do it on?
Maybe she's declining.
Maybe she is.
Still winning fights, but she's declining, and
Yeah, I think initially she was probably brought in to win that Grand Prix and then, maybe have Angela beat her if they thought Angela could beat her. That would make sense. She hasn't looked great in one, let's be honest. And I do think Angela would probably win that fight. What do you think? Do you think Angela Lee would beat her, this current version of Ham Sohi?
that's a tight fight, man. That's a close fight to me. Very close fight. Even the Stamp fight's a close fight.
Yes. I'm going back and forth on this.
Age becomes a factor now. Because these girls, these women that Ham is fighting, they're all in their 20s, man. Like mid-20s. They're all in their mid-20s. Ham is in her mid-30s. That's different. Huge difference, right? So these women are on the rise to their prime. Ham is trying to hang on to her prime, right? Two different positions in their careers. It's gonna be hard, man. It's gonna be a hard fight for Ham. If she does it,
it could be.
it makes it such more in my eyes if she does it. If she goes in there and wins, beats Stamp, becomes a champ.
It
Because
would be huge. Anyway, please like, subscribe. All of that stuff is down there on the scroller. Please, it makes a difference. We actually blew through 39,000 followers or subscribers, whatever you want to call them, on YouTube recently. So thank you, everyone.
yes.
That was good. We had a nice boost
Yes.
after
Thank you, everybody. Thank
Rug
you.
Rug won. I think
Thank
he
you,
drove
everybody.
some traffic. Ham has
Danke.
never fought someone from Team Lakai, Gene. If you're going to troll, at least put some effort into it. What did Gene say? Oh, God.
Gene Lavelle. Oh, Gene Tidwell.
Gene Tidwell.
World
Oh, well.
famous actor Gene Tidwell.
Yeah.
Sounds like an actor.
Does one test all of their fighters against the use of any illicit drugs? I don't know what's on the list of drugs, actually, Percy. I do not know.
What is it?
Okay, this is what Jean had said. Ham should have retired 3 years ago when she was competitive with that Team Lakai girl.
What?
Talking about Denise Zamboanga. But Denise is not Team Lakai, Jean. She's Maroc Force.
AKA her own gym.
Yeah, so Filipino, yes, but not Team Lakai. No one's at Team Lakai anymore, John. They all gone to Lions Nation with Edouard flying.
Now it's all prospects. Prospects at Team Lakai.
It is all prospects. Tristan asking predictions. Superlek Rodtang. I think Superlek is going to win a decision. JHK.
I think it's going to be. This is what I think. It's going to be either a decision for Rodtang or a knockout for Superlek.
Or Superlek's going to take a big old dive and take some of that 10 million baht money.
Nah, come on. What are you talking about? A dive? Dive into the ocean with the dolphins?
A lot of people are convinced there'll be some sort of shenanigans here.
Nah, come on.
We'll see, huh? We'll see. Maybe it's the finger poke of doom. Rodtang, one shot to the body. Superlek goes down. It's good night, Irene.
Good night,
It could take place. No. I think, yes, if it's all above board, I think Superlek will beat Rodtang by decision. I don't want to cast any aspersions on either man. Yes, just having a bit of fun. But I do believe under Muay Thai rules, Superlek going to win this one. I think he wins under kickboxing rules too. I said it last time. I'm surprised they are doing it for Muay Thai belt and not kickboxing like originally planned. Makes way more sense to do for kickboxing belt because you can still protect Rodtang if he loses. You can say, oh, well, he's still a Muay Thai champ. Superlek is just better than him at kickboxing. You can still keep them apart. You can have Superlek say, I want to focus on kickboxing. Problem was they had Superlek go and beat a bunch of guys in brutal fashion in Muay Thai who were in, some of them even in Rodtang's rankings, his division. So you have to give him that shot. Played into a corner. Anyway, Percy, any news on Giorgio Petrosian? No. Still no. Everyone wants to fight him, but he's not coming back, it looks like. He looks very not close to featherweight, you know what I mean, on Instagram. So
radio silence.
Yes. Anonymous says, Ham is surrounded by a bunch of young finishers. Ham isn't much of a finisher, so it's hard to see her beat Leo Stamp. Yeah, if she wins, probably going to grind out something, isn't she? And
yes.
That is not what one likes. They like finishers. So I got to think one is pulling for, behind the scenes for a Stamp win here, and then they're going to market the bejesus out of her. Stamp going to be making that 10 milli baht money, the Rodtang money.
She'll become the first fighter / K-pop star.
That's true.
No, possibly.
She got everything. Damien, what's the point of seeing Shinya Aoki fight Mikey Musumeci? We know what's going to happen. It's not interesting at all.
What's going to happen?
I think Mikey's going to submit Shinya or win a decision against him. But the interesting thing here, Damien, the only interesting thing for non-grappling aficionados, I suppose, is the size difference. Shinya is essentially a lightweight. Mikey is a flyweight. But, Mikey will be no need to cut down or anything. I still think Mikey wins easily. But we saw Shinya went the full 10 minutes or 12 minutes, I think it was at the time, against one of the Rutolas, I can't remember, on their debut. I think it was Thai. I want to check. Have a look. Cade. I got it wrong. Shinya and Cade had a pretty fun matchup. Didn't get the submission. So there it is. There it is. Maybe Shinya can do something. Ask Ray if he's read Michael's hit book, The Commentators. Okay. Any news on One Fight Night 16 and where it will be held? No, I do not. Louis. No news. Qatar is happening sometime either November or December. I think December. But I think that's a numbered card is what they've been saying. So no idea. We'll tell you as soon as we can. Super Lekin 4, says Tristan. Wow, going for the finish. Gene exposing himself here, saying they're all from the Philippines. They're the same to me. Right. And on that note, bringing in my guy, Ray Flores. What's up, Ray? Thank you for joining us. Appreciate it. I know it's a bit early over there. Sorry to drag you out of bed. What time is it? Sorry.
All right. What's up, guys? How's everything? Pleasure to join you for the first time.
It's a pleasure to have you. I've got to say, Ray, loved your debut last show. How did you find it, though, coming over to Bangkok? Was it a nerve-wracking experience for you?
I mean, look, when you're with One Championship, it's one thing to watch it on television and to talk to fighters and producers and those that are around it. It's another thing to be in it. And this is me not even being, let's say I wasn't a part of One Championship. To me, One Championship has the best pound for pound production in combat sports, and it's not even close. No disrespect to any other entity, but One Championship, they know what, I mean, it's a machine. It's a spectacle, but it focuses most importantly on the fighters and, the sport that they are, exhibiting and showcasing, whether it be MMA, whether it be Muay Thai, whether it be kickboxing, submission grappling, and you're getting a mix of everything on every show at a ridiculously high level. Like I'm sitting here, I'm like, oh my gosh, like I'm doing a Tawanchai fight. And then like right after that, it's like Mikey Musumeci. Oh, and then we got the baddest kickboxer on the planet, Chingiz Alazov. Like, are you kidding me? And this is show one. Like I got back-to-back shows end of September in Singapore with One Fight Night 14. And then we got Tawanchai and Superbond the first week of October. Guys, this is freaking awesome.
That's great to hear. I know, obviously, your stuff when it comes to boxing. Is Muay Thai been something you've had to learn, or have you had an interest in that for a while, and kickboxing?
I mean, I've always had a fascination with, even before I really, I loved boxing as a kid, but it was funny. I was talking to Dom Lau, our amazing, the voice of One Championship, and I told him how much I love like the old Van Damme movies, like watching Kickboxer and Bloodsport. Those were my earliest days of even knowing what Muay Thai was. and to be able to, some 30 plus years later, be calling actual real Muay Thai living legends is such a privilege for me, and also from a kickboxing standpoint. What these guys do and what these women do with one championship is on a different planet. And I mean, it's just amazing for me to be around Rich Franklin and Mitch Chilson and just, be ingrained in what one championship is doing. And it all starts with Chatri Sityodtong, who is, I think, a visionary and has more passion than any other promoter from a combat sports standpoint that I've ever been around.
Oh, I can see why Chatri loves you. All right. Yes. A lot of people enjoyed your stuff as well, Ray. They say your voice is perfect for this. He talks in his commentary voice by default. Yeah, it is true. It is true. I don't know if you remember Grant, but he said you have a great taste. He spoke to you outside the arena about.
Oh yeah. I ran into him in one of the VIP restroom. That was a lot of fun.
Sorry, I'm having the. I don't know if you noticed, but I have issues with Siri on my headphones, so I'm just waiting for Siri to tell. But I'll put up more comments here. Ray's work on the Rungarawi fight was great. Please say Legatron.
Legatron was amazing, man. He's won 11 straight, and I'm hopefully we'll see if he gets a world title shot soon.
Yes, I think I caught the end of that. Sorry, you're saying you want to see Rungarawi get a title shot?
I mean, I think that having won 11 straight, I think he certainly made a case for it. One thing about me, Nick, and guys, is that I'm not going to say I think they should get whatever the organization decides. That's what's going to be in front of me. I think there's a variety of different unique and fun matchups, and I think Rungarawi certainly made a heck of a case for himself.
I know Tristan is going to love this, you saying that, because he runs the gym where Rungarawi trains, Sitsong Pinong Gym. So Tristan is probably going to clip this up and put it on Instagram. And now I think Rungarawi is back in action. It's not a title shot, sadly. He's going to be on. You tell me, Tristan. Let us know. I know City Chai is back in action, but yes. So Ray, I'm sure you'll be looking forward to Singapore. You've done Bangkok, but now it is Singapore. Have you ever been there before?
Never been to Singapore. I've heard amazing things, and I mean what they're saying, and everyone I talked to, they said, get ready for Singapore Indoor Stadium. It's going to be an amazing vibe, and Singapore's spectacular from what I hear. So I'm really looking forward to visiting and being a part of One Fight Night 14. And
it is a quick turnaround, isn't it? Straight into the next show back in Bangkok. So how long are you going to be gone all in all?
I'll probably be gone almost. I'll fly out on Monday, and then I'll fly out on Monday, and I'll be in. I'll get to Singapore late Tuesday night, ready to rock Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, show Saturday, and then we'll head to Bangkok a few days later, and then off we go with One Fight Night 15. So I like it because it gets us, back-to-back weeks and working with the entire One Championship, army, because that's what it is. It's a well-oiled machine, and it's fun to be able to be around everyone in the organization. And I'll say this, guys, is that One Championship, and I got to give credit to my producers, Matt Miller and Dave Harmon, and obviously Chatri and the entire crew, because they've embraced me as one of their own. I mean, I am, one of their own, but even more so, like the first show, I never felt like I was an outsider coming in. I felt like already from the outset, I was a part of the One Championship family. They made it so easy for me. And Bo, who's been there for a while, and Rich and Mitch. I mean, I can't thank everyone that I've been able to work with. And I'm not even in month number 1 of fully being a part of One Championship. And it's something I take with a great deal of honor and responsibility because the fighters and the fans deserve the best possible commentary team that they are witnessing, along with the amazing fights that we're getting on a consistent basis with One Championship.
I'm going to throw it to John in a minute, just if he has any questions. Also, I just wanted to ask, how was it like getting back? And yeah, it's the jet lag. Did that kick your ass? When I saw you after the show, we both seemed a bit spaced out because I had come from London that time. I normally live in Hong Kong, but yeah, was it hard to deal with that aspect?
Coming back, yes. Going there, which is what they were telling me is not so bad. It's because It's not that bad for me when I'm there because it's a 12-hour difference. And I don't know if you follow me on social media, but I'm a night owl by trade. So I like, occasionally 2 or 3 times during the week, I like working out at like 11:30 at midnight. It's just, I'm a night owl. I'm used to, working in the evening. So what I do is when I get there, I have my body still trained on my schedule in the US and I just, make sure I go to bed earlier when I'm in Southeast Asia, just to be able to acclimate my body. But other than that, coming back, it takes about a week. But at this point, when I'm back, I don't care. Like, whatever, the jet lag can kick my butt. As long as when I'm there, I'm fully ready to go.
All right, JHK, do you have anything for Ray?
Sure. How was it calling fights in Lumpini?
Oh man, it's weird. It's like you hear about the stories, you read about the tradition, you see the fights, but when you're there and when that place is packed and sold out, as it is on a consistent basis with one championship, and that place starts rocking for certain fighters or everything else, I mean, it's special. It really makes the hair on the back of your neck stand up. It's almost to the point where I really have to be like, man, I got to chill out a little bit, because you can really get into it emotionally and passionate wise because of what that building means. And it shakes and it rocks. And there's not a bad seat in the house. The fans are so intelligent. We had a Grab pick us up to go to the hotel after the show. And the Grab driver was like, oh, yeah, by the way, I love the fights. I'm like, the show just ended 10 minutes ago. And you were watching wherever you were. You watched every single fight. It's like, man, Alizov is a monster. And really didn't even speak like total proper English, but recognized that we were, English speaking. It was like, oh, man, I would just watch the fights. I'm like, bro, I just had a production meeting with my producers and you're picking us up. Like, that's how much one championship is so just iconic and beloved. And Lumpini it really is what Chatri, says. It's the Madison Square Garden of the East, and it is such a legendary venue. And man, I mean, there's something about that place. When Tao and Chai, Rich Franklin told me, he goes, wait until Tao and Chai fights. Like, you're gonna see, like, when Rawi it got loud, but man, when Tao and Chai got in there, when Supergirl were in there, it was like watching the Beatles. Like, I'm from Chicago, so I remember what it was like to watch Michael Jordan play, on his home floor. It was like watching that kind of crazy, exposure and experience and response for the fighters like Supergirl and Tao and Chai. It was unbelievable, guys.
How crazy was that fight between Rug and Puchecha, the heavyweights?
Bro, I mean, we were talking before, and in the lead up to fighter meetings, you're like, all right, this guy has a plan, that guy has a plan. But when those two heavyweights just started going and throwing caution to the wind and going toe-to-toe and pushing each other to the brink, when I was calling that fight, it's like, okay, this is why Lumpini's special, because you get ridiculous performances like this. And then to go ahead and to follow it up with the, incredible performance, like when Supergirl came out and the fans were losing their minds. It's just something about that place, Lumpini Boxing Stadium, where it sort of makes these fighters dig deeper than probably they typically would. And not to say that they don't dig deep on a consistent basis, but something about Lumpini in the air, in the water, in the fan base, where you get some mesmerizing performances. And credit to Rug's people. They told me, they're like, watch, he's going to overwhelm this guy. He hasn't even seen his full potential. He's so raw, but he's going to blast through this guy. And he had to dig deep. But nobody's done that to Buchecha. And I think Buchecha is going to come back stronger than ever. But, man, Rug is a monster.
Back to you, Nick.
Yeah, I agree with that. Rug, I'm excited to see him back. I mean, Ray, what do you reckon? Tawanchai, Superbon. I think that's going to blow the roof off, right? Who are you predicting, if you have a prediction? And are you prepared for that atmosphere? It's going to be insane, I think.
I mean, I'm honestly, guys, I'm glad I'm going to be in Southeast Asia for about nearly 2 weeks, because what I'm going to do is after one fight night 14 in Singapore, I'm going to take a couple of days to fully just rest, because I need to get my energy up for that fight with Tawanchai and Superbon, and it's like I'm gonna go to bed earlier than what I did last time. I was in bed at like 9 o'clock at night, but I'm gonna go to bed at like 7 o'clock at night the night before, so I could be 100% fully rested for that fight. I mean, you have, it says, Chatri says, you got two killers there that are gonna be, in that ring at Lumpini Boxing Stadium. And I think it's just going to be complete chaos and carnage, but in the most tactical way that you can find on the planet. These two guys are going to push each other and go toe to toe. I don't know who to pick, guys. It's like, I've said this many times. I've said this several times when it comes to events I've called in the past. This is the kind of a fight that's a 50-50 fight, in my opinion. I could see why people favor Tawanchai, but, some days I wake up and I'm like, hey, Tawanchai is going to win. Some days I wake up, I'm like, nope, Superbon's going to come back and turn back the clock. I don't know what's going to happen. What I do know, that fight could potentially be the fight of the year. Oh, by the way, too, we got Jonathan Haggerty, and Andrade in the freaking co-main event. Oh, and by the way, Mikey Musumeci and Shinya Aoki, like what? Like these, like looking at the card. I get a, thanks to you guys, I see, when you guys are mentioning, oh, this is being confirmed, that's being confirmed. I'm like, what? Like every day I follow your Instagram pages, and I'm like, well, that got announced. Like freaking awesome.
It is a good card, and I think you're a natural fit, aren't you? You're pretty good at promoting one. I can see why they love you. I can see why you love one. I know that everyone in one loves you. I spoke to Mitch after the show, and he said, seriously, that guy was just so good at the small things. Like when to throw to commercial, when to do this. Like, do you pride yourself, Ray, on being a proper pro?
Big time, guys. I mean, it's because I love this business. I love combat sports. I mean, I'm just a combat sports junkie. I really immerse myself in everything I do, and being around these fighters and organizations and one championship. It's like, who wouldn't love this? I mean, if you don't love this, then you don't have a pulse. And, working with the guys I work with Mitch Chilson and Rich Franklin, they make, from a commentary standpoint, my job easy, because I'm literally, guys, aside from like throwing it to commercial and what I have to, read to set up things, I'm literally just having an honest conversation with two guys that are like, my friends, is how I like to say. Like Rich and Mitch I would consider them my friends. And it's like we're sitting there, we're watching fights, and we're just calling fights as we were if we were at our home. You know what I mean? It's like we got the best seats in the house, and I just got a headset, and I'm just like, hey, Rich, what do you think about this? Mitch, what do you think about this? Or, oh my gosh, you believe this? You believe that? That's my natural reaction, because I love this stuff so much, and the organization deserves it. Because look, one championship, 75 million followers on social media. They're the largest martial arts company on the planet. They're not just one-stop shop. They are everything. So I get the best of all four worlds from guys and women. Like September 29th, I get Stamp and Ham. Like, are you joking? I mean, that co-main event now with Alicia Rodriguez and Smila Sundell, who's been on a tear. Like, Chatri gives opportunities. He doesn't care about your age. He doesn't care about, like, all he cares about is what you're bringing to the table now. I mean, look at the opportunities he's given fighters, whether it be when they're, in their 30s or with their early teens. He gives you a fair opportunity. You get to go out and do what you do. And we've been able to see incredible performances, whereas other organizations probably wouldn't take that chance so early. But Chatri's like, you got the skills. Do you have the skills to pay the bills? Here's your chance to win championship. How do you not love that? He's literally allowing the fighters to dictate their own futures. I mean, to me, it's the best possible way. It's a recipe for success, and it's why one championship is doing what it's doing.
All right, and a couple of questions here for you, Ray, in the chat. I'll just ask quickly. Besides one, Ray, you've announced for a number of promotions. What's been your favorite?
I mean, they're all very special to me, because whenever I have gotten opportunities, it's meant a lot. But I have worked for Premier Boxing Champions for 8 years, and thanks to them, I did the Mayweather McGregor tour. I did all 3 Wilder Fury fights. Did Gervonta Davis, Ryan Garcia, Terrence Crawford, Errol Spence. So, Premier Boxing Champions and TGB Promotions, has certainly taken care of me. And I wouldn't be where I am, in terms of just getting the experience if it wasn't for them. And now, leading to this new journey with one championship.
Yeah, I've got to say, you're just one of those voices where I feel like I've heard you 100 times, but I never really knew. I put the name to the face or whatever. It's great to meet you. And also, is that Carlos Santana on the picture on your wall?
It is, absolutely. Bro, like, to me, Santana music puts me in I'm Mexican, obviously, so he's a legend in our culture. But yeah, I mean, who doesn't love, some good Carlos Santana music on the weekend, right?
How good is Bud Crawford as well? Ask Tristan.
Unbelievable. I mean, it's one of those things where this guy, who could have predicted what he did to Errol Spence Jr.? I mean, he really is unbelievable. The best pound for pound fighter in boxing on the planet, much like Chingiz Elisov is the best pound for pound kickboxer on the planet. Nick, I can't wait to see what's next for him. And I know that he deserves some time off, but selfishly, bro, I hope to see him before the end of the year, if not early next year.
He said he may retire. I hope that is not the case.
Yeah, yes, me either.
I still feel he has a few fights left. I would like to see Superbon and him maybe run it back. He was talking about Petrosian. Maybe Tawanchai gets there eventually. But as you say, Ray, plenty of intriguing cross things, storylines, different sports all coming together in one. It is the place where anyone can do anything, right? You could have some of the Rutolo brothers in jiu-jitsu crossing over into MMA soon. We saw Jared go into jiu-jitsu, and Jared actually thought he genuinely could submit Mikey Michi. That's what I love about one. It didn't happen, but anyway.
Well, and you know what? Hey, Nick, he lasted 7 minutes and 30 seconds. I mean, and even I give Musumeci credit because it's, he said in the fighter meetings, if I don't submit this guy, it's a loss. I mean, like, that's a lot of pressure that Mikey puts himself under, especially against a guy like Jared Brooks. Jared Brooks is a stud, as you guys know. And even though it's grappling, it's still like he's still a stud, the strawweight world champion in MMA. And to go out there and say, if I don't submit him, then that's a loss. And he goes out there and does it. I mean, that's some special stuff.
Right. Well, Ray, thank you for joining us. I believe we've taken up enough of your time. So get back to whatever Ray Flores does on a Thursday morning.
No, I'm going to be talking to our researcher, guys. I mean, I'll give you a little peek behind the curtain. So I'm going to be talking with our researcher. We're going to have a good hour conversation breaking down these fights because every single week I'm constantly preparing and getting ready for what's to come September 29th. You got September 29th in I'm saying this in the United States, September 30th, since you guys are out in Asia. So September 30th, October 6th, I'm getting ready for One Fight Night 14, One Fight Night 15. Even though we're about a month away, that's going to go by quick, and I'm making sure that I'm prepared and ready to go.
Yeah, I think I know the researcher you talked to, and they were telling me that they were very impressed by the dedication you've showed, in trying to get fully dive head first into it. Is that what you always do, Ray, or is it just one championship?
No, I mean, it's what I always do, but even more so with one championship. I mean, look, when I work with the people, and it's one thing to, like I said, it's one thing to watch it on TV, but then when you're in it, it really is just, it's almost it's the near perfect production. I'll never say it's perfect because nothing's ever perfect. Perfection doesn't exist in this world, but it's nearly perfect. And when I see everyone on that team, and this is without a doubt the absolute truth, is that everyone there with one championship is an all-star, and everyone there has an insanely high level. So me as the play-by-play person, I need to come and be the most prepared, the most focused, the most dedicated. Like literally, I don't know what's going on in everyday life when I'm in with one championship. I'll talk to my parents back home and my brothers to make sure that they're good. Other than that, I'm locked in. I couldn't tell you what's happening with my Chicago sports teams. I couldn't tell you what's going on in pop culture. I'm so locked into one championship because the promotion and the fighters deserve it. And honestly, it's something that I really focus on because it's what the fans deserve first and foremost. And it's such an honor to be a part of One Championship. And I hope to be with One Championship for the rest of my career. And whenever it's time to call it quits, then I will end it with One Championship. So that's my goal.
All right, Ray. I'm sure you'll be around for a long time. You seem like you're a very good fit with them, and I personally think so too. But thank you for joining us, mate. And yeah, we'll see you in Singapore, I hope, in a few weeks.
Absolutely, Nick and Jay. Thank you so much, and hopefully look forward to joining you guys again at some point. So whenever you need me, just give me a holler.
All right, brother. I may take you up on that. If we're in Singapore, maybe get you to help us with a little preview or something on camera, if you have time, of course.
Oh, if I have time, Nick, for you, I will make time. Let's do it, bro.
All right, man. Thank you so much. Man. Yeah, see you, Bert. Okay. That was Ray, and what a guy. Full of energy, right? I enjoy Ray Flores. He seems to love One Championship, that's for sure.
Well, he's
okay.
He's taking over.
Sorry, Siri is talking to me again. I want to thank Anonymous, by the way, for not just doing a super chat, but doing such an entertaining one in the style of Mitch Chilson. John, we got 10 US dollars.
What can we buy with that?
$50,000, as Mitch Chilson says every month. What can we buy with that? Nothing really, but it all goes into the kitty. We really appreciate that, Anonymous.
It all goes into the what?
The kitty.
What's that?
Like a money, like a piggy
pouch.
bank. Pouch. Yeah. I mean, actually, I don't get any of this money, guys. So it all goes to SCMP. Yeah. But in turn, it goes back into the pockets of freelancers like John, and not my pocket, sadly.
Yes,
but
I appreciate you.
Anonymous, you'll have to let us know. We got to send you some merch or something, because you're very kind with these chats. And
one day Nick will bring the merch to Bangkok, and then we can give it to people that come.
You can give it to Anonymous if you're there. I think you said you were there and you saw us, but you didn't say hello. So please come say hello. Let us know. I will bring you a t-shirt, whatever you want. I think it's just t-shirts we have, actually. But very kind of you. Thank you so much. And Kent, as Kent says, imagine wasting $9 for one's propaganda shill channel. Yeah, Whoa. Exactly. There you go.
Love the compliments.
Thank you, Kent. You're so kind. When are you going to do Super Chat, Kent? Come on. We're the most entertaining part of your week, I think. You set notifications to come in here, and you leave 100 comments, and you have 4 different profiles you're controlling here. Yes. 4 monitors. Yeah. Right. Okay. Well, that is it. Hope you enjoyed the show, everybody. It was a little less news-based this week. One seemed to get all the big news out last week, so we had a crazy show then. And the week before that, a lot of big fights were announced. A little bit calmer this week, so I'm glad we were able to get a couple of guests in, Agilan Thani and Ray Flores. So please go back and watch if you missed it. Drop a comment, leave a like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Otherwise, we'll see you next week. John, final word to you. Where can everyone find you? What you got coming up?
At Korean John _
There it is.
And
Display
I got a lot coming up
on the screen.
Just follow me on social media. Yeah, that's it. And follow Nick at Nico SCMP.
Easy, I haven't been not too active. I just had a very brutal run of 7 days in a row, including back-to-back double shifts on the weekend for SCMP Sport Desk. And then I had a couple of days off Tuesday, Wednesday, so I've been a bit off the radar. Thankfully, John has done a couple of interviews you can check out on the channel with Fabricio Andrade and Alicia Rodriguez and a couple of articles are up. You can find them on scmp.com/martial arts. And as always, the clips are up on Instagram. You get a little taste there. See if you like it. There'll be more up there. There'll be a little snippet, yeah. Anyone else coming up, John, for you? You got any other interviews in the pipeline or what?
Nothing, worth noting yet, as of yet, but soon.
Yeah, we'll see, huh? We'll see. All right. There we go. Kent getting some hatred in the chat himself. The king of the trolls, Kent Hamlin. Everybody else,
Kenny.
thank you. Kenny, yeah. We couldn't do without you, Kent. Appreciate you. Everyone else in the chat, especially the ones who were nice and ask comments and actually like One Championship and aren't racist or trolls. Yes, we love you. So thanks for Kent will never super chat us too. What are we doing wrong, John?
Kenty. Come on, Kenty.
Show us some love. Come on. Give us $1. One of your dollars, please, Kent.
I just need some Coca-Cola.
Oh, what a way to end the show. All right. Next week, we will see you guys and we'll let you know if we line up any interviews. But who knows? Sometimes we'll leave it quite late. Anyway, have a good weekend, everyone. Enjoy One Friday Fights tomorrow. If you're watching it. If you're not watching it, why aren't you watching it? It's going to be fun. One Lumpini. Always a good laugh. We'll see you next